Hello, and welcome to Your Vote Counts, a public service program bringing local candidate interviews to you for the primary 2020 election. This is produced by Capital Community Television via remote technology in collaboration with the community groups of the American Association of University Women, League of Women Voters of Marion and Polk Counties, 4 neighborhood associations, and Salem City Club. For the nonpartisan contested races selected, all candidates were invited and all accepted. The questions were developed by the sponsoring groups, and candidates did not receive them ahead of time. Candidates were asked to prepare a 3-minute opening statement telling about themselves, their qualifications, and vision for the elected position. I'm Laura Buell from the American Association of University Women, and I would like to introduce Trevor Phillips, running for the office of Salem City Council, Ward 3, who will now begin his opening statement.
Thank you. Hello, my name is Trevor Phillips, and I'm a longtime resident of Ward 3, and I'm running for Salem City Council, Ward 3. I'm an emergency room doctor at Salem Hospital, husband of 15 years, and father of 2 school-aged children. Michelle and I have lived in the Cambridge neighborhood in Southeast Salem since 2008, and we've been very involved in our community. I care deeply about our neighbors and my patients. I have a heart and drive to help others, and I feel called upon to step up and to serve our community as a member of the Salem City Council. I grew up outside of Grants Pass. My parents were both public school teachers and taught me the importance of helping others and community involvement. I went to North Valley High School and played on the varsity soccer, swim, and track teams, and I also earned an Eagle Scout. After high school, I went to Linfield College, which is where I met my wonderful wife, Michelle. I graduated magna cum laude from Linfield College with a Bachelor of Science in Biology. I decided to seek a medical degree because I wanted to help others in their time of need and to use my knowledge and passion for science. I attended University School of Medicine, where I graduated in 2005. While in medical school, I was selected as a Howard Hughes Medical Institute Medical Student Fellow. This fellowship gave me the opportunity to complete a year of rigorous science research in a National Institute of Health funded lab. After completing my residency in emergency medicine at the University of North Carolina Hospitals, I accepted a position in 2008 as an emergency room doctor at Salem Hospital. I've been here ever since, and I'm very proud to call Salem my home. I have cared for over 25,000 patients in our community. Working in the busiest and arguably the best ER in the state of Oregon gives me a unique perspective on many issues facing Salem. These experiences led me to serve on the Homeless Solutions Task Force in 2018 and now to run for Salem City Council. I have an excellent understanding of what our neighbors want and what our communities needs. I excel at listening, and I care deeply for our neighbors and our community. Based on my experiences as a dad, as an emergency room doctor, and as a board member of the Morningside Neighborhood Association, I know that we need new leadership in Ward 3 to meet today's and tomorrow's challenges. I'm here and ready to serve, and would greatly appreciate your vote this May. In this election, every vote is important. Remember, ballots must be received by 8 p.m. on May 19th. To learn more about our campaign, please go to our website, electtrevorphillips.com. Thank you so much for doing this today.
Thank you, Trevor, for that information. Now let's give you an opportunity to address some questions and topics of concern in our community. The first question is, many residents do not understand the role councilpersons play in our lives. Why should Salem residents be interested in this race?
So it's an excellent question, and it's actually frequently asked when I was previously, when I was able to go door to door, knocking on the doors of my neighbors here in Southeast Salem. And it was one of the 3 most common questions that I got was, well, what does a city councilor do? So simply speaking, these local elections, these nonpartisan elections, small government, if you will, impact so much of what affects our day-to-day lives. Land use and our built city infrastructure is a major component of our life. And in many perspectives, in a city like this, it has more of a direct impact than state or even federal government. And too many times, in my opinion, I and others were kind of distracted by the national news when local leadership makes such a big difference.
All right. What direction for the care of the homeless would you suggest, taking into consideration business concerns and public safety?
Absolutely. So, it was back in 2018 that I worked with a large group of stakeholders, business, residents, and even members of our community that are living with homelessness came and testified to the Downtown Homeless Solutions Task Force. And I found it very beneficial to hear from participants with a wide variety of perspectives. I think that the only way through this is by working together. That being said, I work with community members living with homelessness every single shift, essentially, at the Salem Emergency Room. And it's my work experiences that really caused me to look up and get a sense that there was just issues that were upstream from the care that we're providing in the emergency room that wanted me to get involved. So I am proud of the work that our stakeholders did on that task force. We came together and proposed real solutions. And part of me running today is to make sure that those solutions come to fruition. I think that some of it is a work in progress. Some of it's happened to a certain extent, but I know it takes persistence, and I'm here to work hard and tirelessly to make sure that those recommendations become a reality.
Okay, our next topic is climate change. What should the city be doing to combat climate change, and do we need a Salem Climate Action Plan?
Yeah, this is unquestionably yes. I think that it's so important to have people with a hard science background who appreciate the seriousness of this question. And it's time for everybody to step up and to get involved in making a difference. I'm glad that we've done a climate audit. I've perused that document. It's good. I think that we've taken some solid steps, but we absolutely need a climate action plan. And we've learned over time, based on data, that it's the cities that are leading on this. So it's imperative that Salem join that and become part of the solution.
Okay, one of the elements discussed in the updating of the Salem Comprehensive Plan is complete neighborhoods. Can you explain and describe that concept?
Yeah, I have not heard the expression complete neighborhoods, but my guess is it's related to the neighborhood hubs. So I'll look into those precise terms. But broadly speaking, we want a livable, sustainable community that serves everybody, that's equitable, that makes us a welcoming city for all. So we need to grow in a way that's smart. And I'm encouraged by what I've seen. I have friends who've served on our Salem's group. And I think the city's taking an important step. It's a big deal updating the comprehensive plan. And I want to be part of that process. It's going to take some more time, but we're taking real steps as a city.
Okay. Assuming that there may be cuts in revenue and increases in needs, tell us your financial priorities for the city budget.
Yeah, this is an excellent question. So the city was looking at potential budget shortfalls, and now it's anybody's guess with the pandemic and the economic slowdown that's contributing to. Being on the Salem Homeless Solutions Task Force, I remember when Kaiser said it's not a feel-good task force. And this budgetary shortfall is yet another issue that's incredibly complex, and there's no feel-good answers. But we have to be prepared, and I feel that I am. I believe that budgeting is a moral document. And, when it comes to homelessness, the things that I would prioritize, I agree with the Salem police. They've said that we should prioritize a navigation center and a sobering center. And there's essentially no disagreement in the first responder community and the medical community. We know that a sobering center would make a difference. And we know that right now it was reported in the local news that we're spending over $5 million just dealing with the status quo when it comes to homelessness. So I think that investing in a more thought out, planned approach to that could actually save us money in the medium to long term.
Okay, development and maintenance of infrastructure such as streets is important to the face of the community as well as its safety. How do you plan to attend to this?
So this is the second. I mean, homelessness is the number one issue on everyone's mind. I mean, now there's the pandemic, but homelessness was the number one issue I was hearing about when I was going door to door prior to the stay at home. And now the second reason, as an emergency room doctor, that I felt called upon is I'm tired of caring for things that I feel that could be preventable. I want us to improve our built infrastructure. I want us to continue our plans to get safe routes to schools. I want to have safer crosswalks, pedestrian walkways, and bikeways. There's data now. We know other cities have adopted models with goals of achieving, zero fatalities. And I want to be part of that process. So, being smart with our dollars and thought out and our vision to move forward. I was very pleased to see that we have a new crosswalk here in Southeast Salem on Commercial. It is long overdue, and we need to keep getting more. So, yes.
Concerning traffic, what are your ideas about congestion and the defeat of the Salem River crossing proposal?
So, at this point, the community does identify traffic as the second issue. I think it was a little less than 10% of people, whereas homelessness was about 41% of people identified it as the number one issue. So traffic is a real issue. But we've got to get really creative with our solutions. We've got to be smart with our solutions. I'm not opposed to a third bridge. I am ready and willing to work with county commissioners in Polk and Marion County and with our state legislators to achieve a regional solution to that problem. Salem's predicted to grow by tens of thousands of residents. We need a more secure infrastructure. We need another route across the river. But again, that is a more complex than some people are framing that issue. And we need smart people who will really work at a smart solution for that issue that doesn't, bankrupt us. So I'm ready to work on that problem.
What is your vision about the vitality of the downtown area?
The downtown Salem area is a key part of our city. It's foundational to everything moving forward. I'm happy that we've now, I should say that I'm encouraged that we've now allowed our community members experiencing homelessness to shelter with some degree of physical distance outside of the direct downtown area. I know for a fact that it was adversely impacting downtown Salem, and we have to do everything we can to ensure a thriving downtown Salem.
Discuss how agricultural lands can be protected while addressing population growth.
Again, this is an area where we have to have smart solutions moving forward. I think Morningside neighborhood has really led on this. They have a neighborhood association plan, a vision for moving their neighborhood association forward. And other neighborhoods that haven't done that really need to be given the tools to do things like that, to do visioning, to come together as community so that we can, keep Salem the special place that we all know that it is. We've got excellent green spaces. We need to preserve those. Those are resources for now and for generations moving forward.
Okay, our solid waste issue still looms large. What is your understanding of this issue, and what do you suggest?
Yeah, it's a complicated issue. So many of these issues are. So a lot of the rules regarding the management of solid waste are really dictated by the state legislature and even more so the county commission. So we are bound by strong limitations as a city as to who we utilize. I think the local haulers are doing a great job, but they're going to have increased costs over time, and it would be nice to have more flexibility. I'm ready to work with our county commissioners and our state legislator to look at alternative ways to move forward in a way that's not as expensive, that might be better for our environment. So I'm aware, I'm tracking it. I've got good relations with many of our, almost all of our city councilors at this point. And I'm glad that they've been taking a serious look at this too.
Okay, well, thank you, Trevor. That was our last question. Thank you for the interview today and for sharing your thoughts.
Yeah, thank you, Laura, so much for this opportunity. I would like to take the time to thank CCTV, the League of Women Voters for Marion and Polk County, Salem City Club, AAUW, and the local Salem neighborhood associations that made today possible. I'd also like to take a quick moment to thank our community for staying home. This pandemic is real, and I'm glad people are taking it seriously. It's making a difference. There's evidence that we are, in fact, flattening the curve.
Great. Thank you also to Capital Community Television for the extensive efforts made to make this program happen, and thanks to you, the public, for watching in order to become an informed voter. If you have recently moved or need to register to vote, you have until April 28th to do so. Ballots will be mailed out beginning April 29th. Remember to vote because your vote counts.